Hello, my name is Veronica and welcome to the Learning Lab. This time I'm focusing on my new stamp storage system. I'm excited to share it with you, so come on in and let's get started. As many of you know, I was in Tuesday morning and found some of these unmounted stamp file containers for $7.99, and so I got them to start organizing my stamps. And I've started by putting all of my flowers and one together. Now, just to show you how I used to store them, I had them in an iris box with my label on the side, and if I wanted to use a flower, I just pulled down my flower box, and that's how I was keeping all of my flowers. Well, now they are being kept in this lovely container, and I just snatched off my label from my plastic container that says flowers and put it on here. Now, here's where the rub comes in and how I'm going to store them. What I had done initially was removed all of my stamps from this, and I'd stuck them onto here. Problem was, there's no indexing. In order to get that, I would have to stamp each and every image, which, you know, that'd be nice. So at least some of these stamps would see some ink. But I don't want to do that. So as an alternative, I came up with something else. And I just kept this with it so that when I'm ready to label it at the top, I can label that these are garden words, and that's what I can write on there, and somewhere include that it's from Inkadinkado. So not only did I not want to stamp all of these stamps that I own, this is what really prompted me to come up with something else. So going through my stamps, I came across this set, which is from Hot Off the Press. Really beautiful stamps. But when I looked at it, and it was next to a set that I got from Provocraft, old set. Not saying that they are to blame, but something had melted away part of my stamp. So when I pull this off, you can see that the other fleur-de-lis that should swing out and connect over to this one is gone. Even the tip part of that is gone. So I don't know what melted it down. And also down here I have some meltdown on one of my images. Could it have been the stamps themselves or the quality? Probably so. This was one of the early sets, and I've stamped with it before, and I love them. They're great. It didn't happen to the rest, but only to those that were touching that set from Provocraft. So long story short, I didn't want my stamps to touch each other. That's why I'm now going to the new system of leaving them in their plastic where they'll be protected and already indexed for me. So how am I going to get this to stick on to this? Because plastic to plastic ain't going to happen. In a previous video that I never uploaded, which I really need to upload that, I talked about using this Aleene's Reposition It to put onto the back of some of my masks so that they would be held in place. And this happens to be some of the glimmer screens from Tattered Angels. And what I did was took this Reposition It tacky glue, put some dots over the back, and let it air dry, and it's sticky. But it also, as you can see, releases very easily. I know, I can hear you, but V, when I stick that down on my paper to use it, to ink it, to spritz it, to spray it, is it going to lift back off? And the answer is yes. As long as you don't put it down with a nail and a hammer, you can get it back up easily. Okay, so I'm just going to take this swirl and a piece of matte black cardstock, and let's say I wanted to just get that on the edge. Notice I'm pressing this, and I'm not being gentle with it. I'm really putting that into place. So I can come back in and really rub this with a semi-homemade ink applicator, whatever I want, spritz it, doesn't matter. Because when I'm ready to remove this, watch this. Releases right off with no problem. No residue left behind. This Reposition It tacky glue is fantastic, which I also got at Tuesday morning. Now I know a lot of you do tags, and this is the Tim Holtz manila tag. Just going to put that down. Really rub it into place so you know I'm not pretending here. So that's on, nice and good. Spritz it, ink it, whatever I want to do. Stamp over it if I want. And look, pulls right off. No residue left behind. Love, love, love this stuff. So that's what I used on these. And what I'd like to do with my stamps is take these and turn it over on this back plastic piece. Put about 7 or 8 daubs on the back just so that it can stick to this Mylar without coming off. And yes, it will hold to the Mylar. Let's take another one, slap it on. There it is. Ain't going anywhere. Now, since this entire backing piece will be adhered to the Mylar, I can put it there, lift it up, peel off the stamp I want, use it, then I can return it back to the carrier sheet, and I don't have to, I hope, worry about these touching another and melting, because I want to use the front side and the back side of this because, well, as you can see, I have a couple more containers of flowers to unload. Now, speaking of containers to unload, let me show you what I discovered in my stash. I found, come on, don't judge, 4 of these little containers from the Dollar Tree, loaded up with stamps that I purchased. Would somebody please take my wallet from me before the bank takes my house? Yeah. So I was like, it's okay. It's no big deal. I can work with that. So then, while still scruffing around to uncover more stamps, I found this cute little container. Guess what's inside? Yep. You guessed it. Stamps. Cute ones from Basic Gray. Yeah. Every last one of these little containers is loaded up with cute, 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 unbelievable little cute stamp sets. Now this is when those round stamps were popular, and yep, buddy, I just had to have every single one that was made. So I stocked up on them. Anyway, came across these, so now I have to decide if I want to leave them in this container or if I want to try to do something else. If I can't find any more of these Mylar sheets, they're going to have to stay containerized. Now, another thing that I am going to leave containerized are my holiday stamps. And these are Halloween. And this is how I'd store them in these really useful boxes. So what you would find in here is everything related to doing a scrapbook page or a card for Halloween. And these are some of my outline stamps. I think Heather bought those for me? I don't know. But any stamp that has to do with Halloween, or any fiber or ribbon or anything that's Halloween, including some of my little Sizzix embossing folders, can all be found in my Halloween box. If I need something scary, this is my go-to. Well, I was looking at that and I was like, ooh, at Halloween, you know, on those little black wood stamp shelves that I found, wouldn't that be cute to display some of these on there for some inspiration and getting my mojo going? Well, then I happened to glance over on the shelf and found this. Another Iris box packed with Halloween. So am I going to take these and put those on one of the Mylar sheets? I really doubt it. Oh, this was a cute little tag that I got in a swap. And these are also some images that I think Deb sent to me, because she had done a swap or an exchange with the witch's boots, and I was like, I want some of those, would you stamp some for me? So she did, and there they are. So any of my stamps that have to do with Halloween, ribbons, I've just thrown them in this container. Here's also a wonderful punch I got for $5. It's all in here. So I think I'm just going to allow it to stay in here. It's not worth unpacking because it's not something that I go to every day. But just to let you know, I thought I was done with just that container, and I realized I'd outgrown it, and so I had to move up into another one. So now I want to back up and come back to this little container. It's actually a photo storage box. I've recently been semi-collecting the Sizzlitz Stamp and Cut, and the way I've had these before is I just kept this and here. And then I took my dies and put them on the magnetic sheet that I hang from the rod in my craft room. Well, when I saw this, I thought maybe I can use these to store them. I was in Joann's and they have the little half size magnetic sheets, and I did pick some up. I'm just too lazy to go in and get them. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I stored these rubber ones in here along with the dies on that little magnetic sheet so they're not being ruined, and this is just a nice tidy place to keep that particular set of dies. So those are just some ideas that are running around in my head about how to take care of all of my stamp storage needs, because in addition to finding more of these, I also have 8 more of this kind to be unpacked, and I filled up all 6 of my containers. Well, not to capacity. Thank goodness I have a little room to grow. I know, sad but true. But here's the deal also. This is about 16 years worth of collecting. This didn't all happen in the last year or two. No siree. I started scrapbooking back, oh, I won't tell you, but it was way before my son was born. So when he was born, it was a natural segue for me to just continue right into that. So don't think I went out and bought all this stuff like yesterday. Didn't happen, Captain. So wish me well as I continue on with getting all of my stamps organized and situated. As for my alphabet stamps, I'm not putting them on a carrier sheet. I'm currently storing them like this. So any set of numbers or letters or alphabets that I want, I just go down in here and pull them out. If I can find some more of the Mylar sheets or a suitable substitute, then I may put them there. And so the larger size ones will probably go into one of the 8x8 iris boxes that I'm emptying of other stamps. And once I get all of these stamps organized, it's going to be this for me, because I'm going to need to celebrate. And maybe I'll have my son take a few pictures of me so I can scrap that. Yeah, I think I'll have one of all of these, some bubbly, a martini. On that note, it's giveaway time. So here's what I'd like to give away. I have Christmas greetings. I also have another Christmas set. It has Deck the Halls and some lovely ornaments hanging on there. A happy birthday one, because you know you can't celebrate without a birthday, and these cupcakes are oh so fun. This one is from Inkadinkado, and it's these like gem flowers. They're really pretty. And then another Christmas one that was hiding out. These are Christmas silhouettes. So what I think I'll do is do 2 Christmas stamps in one stack, 2 Christmas stamps, and then a Christmas and a birthday, and then the flowers. And I'm going to go look through my stash and find another one that'll go with this. So please hop on over to my blog, inkallusions.blogspot.com. Leave a comment under this post and your name will be entered to win one of these sets of stamps. Good luck, and remember, you must leave a comment on my blog. The link is in the description just right below the video. And again, that's inkallusions.blogspot.com. Thanks so much for joining me today as I share out my obsession with stamps. Trust me, I'm going on hiatus soon, and all the projects you'll see from me afterwards will be crafty ones. Until then.